everybody. Here I am today again. We're still on the series of content creation, and I'm so excited to present to you today somebody who's very close to me, somebody who's very dear to me. And I thought about her because our topic for today is creative food photography for non photographers. And firstly, I thought about her because she absolutely loves food. So I think it's very, very important if you try to delve into this photography for food. She's also the business development supervisor at Transpeak Asia, also a dear friend of mine. Let me introduce to you Miss Stephanie Tan. Hi, Steph.
Hello, Miss Leigh.
Good. How are you doing today? You look so lovely.
Thank you. You too, of course, as always.
For all our audiences out there, I'd like for you to know also that Steph recently launched her social media platform talking about her hobby and her love for food. And the platform is Your Seasoning. Is that correct?
Yes, seasonings.
Seasoning. So we'll show that to you. Steph, when did your love for food start?
My love for food. Actually, ever since I was young. I mean, the my favorite book to get in our bookshelves is the cookbooks. So yeah, I love opening it, looking at the photos, and imagining eating those chocolate cakes. So ever since I was young po, siguro the biggest factor in my passion for food is my family because food is really our tradition. My mom loves to cook different dishes. Even my older sister, who's now in Canada, she's a graduate of food technology. So she's an expert baker. I've learned all the baking techniques from her. So yeah, that's it.
It's not just you. And I know because I always go out with Stephanie also, and she totally loves to taste everything that she sees on the shelf, wherever we go. She would share. What's your favorite, Steph? What's your favorite food?
That's so hard, Miss Lee. um, yeah, well, my comfort food is pasta. Everything with tomatoes, I guess. I love pesto or tomato. That's my favorite ingredient. So in anything, if it's pizza, pasta, those are Italian food is my go-to cuisine. Yeah, and for desserts, it's cheesecake always.
Oh, wow. I love those. I love cheesecakes.
Okay.
So, Steph, I want to ask you now, jumping from food and your love for food, I want to ask you, when did you start creating your own social media platform? Because I know it's very new also. Maybe you can share and tell us your journey of why you started it.
Well, in my personal page, you will see not just my photos, my portrait photos, but mostly foods. That's when I realized that I'm more passionate about taking photos of or capturing food more than myself. And I guess it really drives my passion. I love food and I love when people get inspired when they view my feed, my photos. So during this time when quarantine was implemented in Manila, so I had a lot of time to think about it, and actually that's my direction for this year to go back to my first love. And I know food is one of my first loves, and yeah, it inspired me. Even though yes, it's intimidating because you have to think about everything, the content, the photos, the caption, and all of those things that you have to post in the page. But yeah, I guess it just takes courage to do those things.
Right. Steph. What are certain guidelines that you follow, or what tips can you share to our viewers when you create a social media post? What should we keep in mind?
Well, I will encourage everyone know that food photography is one of the easiest form of photography because it's very versatile and you can express yourself or your own style in it. It really doesn't have so much rules. But what you have to know is that whenever you take a photo, you're telling the story of your food. Meaning, it could be you expressing your lifestyle. So, for example, you're into your keto diet or such, and then you want to take a photo of that dish that you have cooked for that diet. So you're expressing your lifestyle. Then you can add elements that will also complement that story. Or for me, I love to bake, and that's what I want to express also to my audience. That I have this coming up baking experiment, and I want you to tune in. So that's also a different story. So whatever your story is, that's where you have to imagine what your photo will look like.
Like, what are your top sources of inspiration when you create your food photography?
Actually, I just have two. It's photography, and in YouTube, I always watch The Bite Shot by Joanna Simon.
Because what we're gonna do today is we're gonna demonstrate how Steph does her social media posts. So you'll see the back end production, the kind of props that she's putting in. It's very simple lighting as well, and of course the creation that she's done. So here we would like to show you how Stephanie does her food photography, and she will feature the classic chocolate cake.
So find a natural source of light, but not too direct to avoid harsh shadows. As you can see here, it's across my chocolate cake. So it's either you shoot across the light or in the backlight. So your camera should be either here or here, right?
Right.
So you can also use reflectors. So this is you just have to be resourceful. No, you don't need to be a professional photographer. You just need a white cardboard and a black cardboard, depending on if you want your photo to look brighter or if you want shadows to be casted in your photos. And also, sometimes I use my aluminum pans just to have that reflection in my chocolate cake ganache. One, so since I'm shooting for my page, which is seasonings, I have a set of colors already in mind. So it really depends on what colors you like to shoot with your food. But in food photography, it's advisable to use neutral tones so that your elements will not upstage your star. Because
Right.
if your spatula is color green and you have color red there, sila yung magpa-pop out, not your chocolate cake. So I want this chocolate cake to be a gift for someone. It's a perfect gift if someone is celebrating their birthday, stuff like
Right.
that. So I have here a tin can where you can place your chocolate cake. I have here ribbons and maybe a flower just to make it more elegant. Now let's try to take a photo. This is one of the basic photos naman that we're going to shoot. No need naman for other stuff. We just have like four elements or five here. Surround your main star with the elements. It's not to upstage it, but to point with it. So for example, yung flowers, it's not directed there. To your star para dito pa rin yung focus ng eyes ng tao. So let's try to take a photo. The third point that I will be sharing is actually finding your angle. So in photography, you could have overhead or flat lay. That's here. Your camera should be in the overhead, and then you could have a quarter view, which is angled here or here. This is actually the most flexible type of photography. If you have limited space, I would recommend the quarter view, especially if you're in
Okay.
a restaurant. But for example, the chocolate cake has their chocolate arts there, and I want to have a close up of that. It's better to have a
Mhm.
straight on, like this close up.
For you. So very simple. So think about your props, think about your lighting and the source of your lighting, and always make sure that your main star is the one that's standing out.
Yes. So I'm
So there you have it, the chocolate cake, the classic chocolate cake, and the photos after.
so here, since what I'm imagining here is I'm having an afternoon tea in London.
So what we're trying to do is to create an image which will invite your viewers or your followers to anticipate the next thing that you're about to bake. That's the reason why Stephanie featured today the apple pie ingredients. Okay, so there you have it. You've seen what Stephanie did today. It doesn't look so difficult. You just have to be creative in gathering all the things that you need.
Well,
So
again, thank you, Miss Lee, for having me here. It's enjoyable to do this with you. Even during quarantine, we can still play around food photography.
So once
So
again, thank you so much, Stephanie, and we'll see you soon. Thanks to all of you guys who watched this video. Bye.